Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Simone here, and today I'm going to be doing the BookTube Real Talk Tag. This tag was originally created by Books with Alyssa J, and I will link her channel down below. I think her channel is amazing. I really enjoy watching her videos. And I don't think I've been tagged in this video. If I'm wrong, let me know. But as far as I know, I haven't been tagged, but I really like this video because I think it's important to talk about the realities of BookTube and the kind of behind the scenes of it a bit. So I thought I would do this video, and yeah, let's get started. So question number one is, what is something that nobody told you about BookTube before you started your channel? Something that nobody told me was that you don't have to follow the mould. I think when I started my BookTube channel, I felt like I had to read certain books and I had to make certain videos and I had to kind of fit into that little kind of BookTube mould in order for people to like me and want to watch my videos. But I have discovered since this year particularly, I'm sure some of you may have noticed, that I have made a lot more content that's more specific to me. So I've made a lot more content about thrillers and about kind of crime books and mysteries and that sort of thing, and about books that I really like. And sometimes I'll do the odd video that's not actually BookTube related, and that's okay too. You don't have to stick to one thing. I think it's important to just express yourself and talk about the things that you really enjoy. And if that's a genre of books that's not really talked about, it's actually quite good, because a lot of the time people are looking for things that they really want to read, and if they're really into thrillers, they'll watch your videos if they're about thrillers. And actually sometimes you can get a really niche audience and it's really great. So I would say that's the thing that nobody told me, is that you don't have to fit into the specific mould of a typical booktuber. You can branch out and be your own person. Question number two is, what is your opinion on typical BookTube videos, so wrap-ups, TBRs, hauls, etc. I enjoy them. I personally am somebody who makes wrap-ups every single month. I think I've done it over a year now. I love making them. I love to talk about the books that I've read, and I feel like it's a really great way of me being able to look back at certain videos to know, like, in December of last year, what did I read, and I can look back and think, see what I thought of the books. And so I really enjoy that personally. I used to make TBRs like the kind of typical TBR, but I've changed that just because for me it was a bit stressful. Like planning out my whole month, and then if I didn't get to them all, I'd be like, oh, should I just move them into next month, or should I just not read them, and then I felt like it was too much. So I've now gone into doing, I pick 3 books at random and I get everybody to vote on which one they want me to read, which I think has worked really well for me, and it's really nice to get that interaction as well. Although next month's TBR, I'll give you a little warning, is actually going to be a slightly different one, because Nicole from A Beautiful Chaos of Books, whose channel I link down below, along with Rachel from Rachel Marie Book Junkie and Kate from Chapter Kate, are doing a readathon of Mental Health-a-thon, and they're reading books on mental health, so I'm going to make a TBR based around that. So it will be a little bit different next month, but generally my TBRs are a little bit different than the typical video. But I enjoy watching TBR videos. It's one of my favourites actually. I don't really make hauls very often, just because I don't really buy that many books. I'm trying to really cut down on what I buy so that I read the books that I own, because there are some books that have been on my shelf for a very long time. So yeah, I do make kind of probably like maybe 3 or 4 times a year I'll do a haul video, but again, I love to watch them, and yeah, I do enjoy watching and making them. It's just not something that I can make very often, just because I don't tend to buy books. Question number 3 is, what is an assumption you had about BookTube before you joined, and was it proven correct or not? So my assumption was that everybody read like 20 plus books a month, and that you had to read that much in order to like have a valid YouTube channel, and no, that was not proved correct. In fact, it's completely the opposite. I think sometimes, you know, some people read 4 books a month, some people read 24 books a month, and it doesn't actually matter. As long as you like talking about books and you like talking about it, then you're a BookTube channel, and it doesn't matter how much you read. And I think that especially this year, I think last year I was reading kind of like 15 books a month, and I enjoyed it at the time, but this year I have definitely cut down. I sort of read sort of between like 8 to 10 books a month, and I'm actually really enjoying that. Like, I'm filming this on the 10th of April, so it's a little bit before. I think I'm pre-filming this by a few days, and I've only read 2 books so far this month, and I'm actually okay with that. Like, I'm just pretty chill about the whole thing now, which I think is definitely a good thing. But yeah, I think that was my assumption before I joined BookTube. Question number 4 is, what is something that you've done that has actually helped you to grow your audience? So I kind of have a channel that sort of trickles through, like I don't get kind of like massive subscriber jumps, but I do enjoy the kind of like trickling thing. Every time I get a new subscriber, then it makes it really exciting to me. But I think the thing that I've probably done is I do a lot of collaborations, or you know, film clips for other people's videos, or another thing I've been doing is buddy reads, because I think buddy reading and joining in with groups on Twitter, for example, is something that means that people sort of come to find you. Yeah, I really enjoy that. I especially love to collaborate with people because I think that's really fun, and I'll link my collaboration playlist down below because I've done quite a few of them now. Question number 5 is, what is a common mistake that you see new booktubers making, or one that you made yourself? I think for me, the one mistake that I made personally, and maybe some others do as well, is that I didn't really get involved in the community as such at the beginning. I wasn't really active on any other social medias other than BookTube, which you don't have to be, but I do think you have to kind of comment on people's videos and, you know, share them, perhaps like them, that sort of thing. And I think getting that conversation going in someone else's video comments means that they're more likely to come and check out your channel. I know that a lot of people who have commented on my videos, I've discovered their channels because we've had a conversation and then I've gone and found their channel. So I think that's definitely something that I didn't do at the start, and I'm glad that I'm doing it a lot more now. Question number 6 is, what are your thoughts on working with publishers and sponsorships? I have no problem with people doing that. I got my first ever book from a publisher come through actually yesterday, the day that I'm filming this, and that was an amazing feeling. So I can imagine that that's how people feel when they get to work with publishers and do sponsored videos. I do think that as long as it's a video that you can say fits on your channel, if you took away the sponsorship out of the video, if it's a video that you would have made anyway, it's a topic that you would have covered, or it's something that you would have talked about, then absolutely, like, why would you not get paid for talking about something that you would have made anyway? I do think it's odd when people make videos that are completely different to their normal videos, or it's something that they've never ever hinted at liking before, and then suddenly they're talking about some toothpaste or something random. But yeah, no, I have no issues with people doing sponsorships at all. Question number 7 is, do you think BookTube is dying? I don't actually, and I think it's a really, really lovely place to be. I think that, you know, we hear a lot in the media that books are dying out and people are using their Kindles and people are using electronic stuff and people are playing on computer games instead of reading. But I think this community is proof that that's not necessarily the case. I personally think BookTube is thriving and I am loving every minute of it. And question number 8 is to tag your friends. So I have 3 people that I'm going to tag. I have checked to see if you've done it and I can't find it on your channel, so I'm hoping that you haven't. So the first person that I'm going to tag is Lindsay from the channel Wandering Reader. I'm also going to tag Caitlin from Kitty G and Kazi Athena. I will link all those channels down below, and I will try and tag you on Twitter if I remember, and I hope that you all do this video and love it. I think a lot of the channels that I've tagged are quite different to mine, so I feel like it would be interesting to see their perspective on BookTube and kind of how it works for them. So give this video a thumbs up, guys, if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to do this tag and you haven't already, then feel free to, and let me know your answers in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.